Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and undecided, to the best podcast around. You're not watching The Tonight Show, The Leftist Show, The Trevor No-Laugh Show, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Ellen. You're watching the right show. It's happening at the right place at the right time. And as somebody cleverly pointed out, this is the 1-year anniversary of our show. Thank you. A few kind words. First of all, when I first started the podcast, I'm like, who's going to watch this? And believe it or not, we clip it into little, bite-sized pieces. So several videos have hit the 1 million view mark. A lot of them range in 600,000 to 500,000. And of course, we get to meet every single week here, hang out before I hit the road again. Wednesdays is when a comedian usually is packing their bags, getting ready. Thursday, head to the different cities. Back home by Monday to do the laundry. So what you're doing now is, if this is your first time joining, put it in the comments, say first timer, finally caught alive. I want to know who you are. But we're just a support group for normal people. Who would have thought we'd have to huddle in front of our laptops and kind of hide from big tech, big pharma, big media, big news, and big government? All of which suppressing voices like ours. And we're not saying anything bad. We're not saying anything wrong. We're just telling the truth. And guess what? The truth hurts. Today, we will have a healthy discussion about mental illness, aka leftism. We're going to celebrate the end of mask mandates, show you people who are not so happy about it. We'll show you how Biden goes racist once again. And as usual, we end with the big laugh, all wrapped into a nice International Women's Day bow. It's time for The Right Show. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get started. Welcome, YouTubers, Facebookers, podcasters, locals, and rockfinners. Now remember, podcasters, if you're only listening, click the link if you want to watch. We have broke the shadow ban. We have reached 341,000 subscribers. Now remember, we got stuck at 338 for the last 6 months. No matter what video I posted, no matter how viral it went, they would not give me my subscription numbers. Somebody was suppressing them. Well, I don't know what you guys did, but you helped break it. Click the like button. Give us a thumbs up so we can keep that going. Where are you from? And what's your favorite gas station? Put it in the comments. Are you a Chevron type person? Don't tell me you go to Arco. I don't know what it is about Arco. I just don't feel comfortable gassing up at Arco. For the longest time, they didn't accept credit cards. You had to use a debit card. And then there was an 18-cent fee per gallon. I didn't know what was going on. So I stuck to Shells, Chevrons, and the one with the little dinosaur on it. You know the dinosaur one. What's it called? Tesco, Esco, Lesco? I don't know. It's got a little dinosaur. Pretty cool. Now, I want to tell you guys about my last week on tour. So much fun. We did Chicago. We did Michigan. We did Toledo, Ohio. Thank you all. Some of you that are watching, you came out and you laughed, and we had a great time. Now, in my comedy show, I always say, in every group this size, there's probably one person that's going to be offended tonight by one of the jokes, and they're going to want to tell me after the show, I didn't like your jokes. So at the end of a show in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Saturday night, I think it was the second show, there's 180 people in there. They're laughing. We're having fun. This guy came out dressed in like khaki pants and a blazer, looking like a Tucker Carlson startup kit. And I was like, hey, man, thanks for coming. And he put his arms behind his back, kind of like Chris Farley. Down by the river, I live in a van. Okay, so this guy put his arms behind his back, goes, I hated your show. And I started laughing because I thought he was doing a bit. I thought we were going, because earlier that night I'd said, there's always one person that's going to be like, I hated your show. He's like, I hated your show. And then he ran up the stairs. I was like, I think he was serious. There was no, just kidding, man. High five. No, he looked visibly distressed and he ran for the exit. So to that man, you made me laugh harder than anybody all week because I'm pretty sure you were serious. And you are a mental case. So that's how we come up with a theme for the show. Leftism is a mental illness. I want to show you what that week in Chicago, Ann Arbor, and Toledo looked like. Who could be this angry at this much fun?
Platypus.
We're here at Zany's, Chicago. We're eating Lou Malnati's pizza. Take a look at it. Right there. And if you do an okay job, I'm talking a good job, you get to sign the picture. Those numbers always.
Beaver, guys. Look, there's the beaver right there. The lesbian magic, guys. Lesbian magic.
I'm embarrassed to say someone paid me for my shirts tonight. I did not pay close attention. Oh my goodness. The bank will not accept this. Are you kidding me, bro?
I'm looking right at you in one instrument. Right here. You look left and right. I don't know the
So much to cover there. First of all, I said the gym in Toledo was very quiet. And the reason I had to say that was while I was in Chicago, I filmed a little bit of the gym and I told a very true story last week about how from 10 to noon, there's a bunch of homies in the gym like, yo, man, what's up, man? What you doing? Yeah, we're going to see about that. Oh, I'm going to kick your ass. No, you ain't. And it was yelling at a level I'd never heard before. And a few people in the comments wrote, this is racist that you're saying that. When people say racist, it's the first thing that went into their mind. It is not the only solution. I go to the gym 5 days a week, coast to coast. I've been in the gym with black people in California and in Arizona and in Toledo, Ohio that same week. I wasn't saying all black people are incredibly loud and annoying in the gym. I was saying this group of people in Chicago were loud and annoying. I didn't even say they were black. But the person who called me, you're racist for making fun of them. You're racist because you thought I was saying all black people are annoyingly loud when what I was really saying was this specific group in only this gym was unlike any group I had ever lifted weights with. I felt like I was in the community prison yard. That is not to say all people act like that, just that group. So who's racist? Put in the comments, me or the people who jump to conclusions. I can't wait to see what you guys say. The second thing you asked was, what's up with that fruit platter? Yeah, we went to an amazing dinner in Chicago, and a good friend of mine said, while you're here, my mom wants to make you Persian food. Unbelievable. It was so delicious. And what was sad was we ran out of time. We should have sat there and ate for 3-4 hours and just visited, but we ran in, ate, and we had to go to the show. So we had a 45-minute zing-zang, boom, yes, and we ate that food. Now, since the tour continues, I'm going to be going all the way around the world. Now, Albany has moved. So if you were going to go April 24th, don't worry, we just moved it to June. We had to make room for Denver on April 24th. It just worked better with their schedule, not mine. I would not have changed it. They did. So take a look with me at these tour dates, and I will zoom in so you too can see what I'm seeing. But I want to read these to my podcasters. I will be headed to tomorrow, Raleigh, North Carolina. If you have any friends, please send them. It's my first time there, and I'd love to make a good impression. Ogden, Utah, Naples, Florida, Tampa, Hartford, Connecticut, Manhattan. That's a big one. Denver, like I just told you, Huntington Beach, Boca Raton, Lake Park, Florida. Those tickets go on sale next week. Albany, there it is. We moved it. Phoenix, Dallas in the Plano area, and Minneapolis. If you want a private event, you know what to do. You hit me up at info@KvonComedy.com. We'll set up a private event for you. I do comedy at private events for the people that don't want to go to comedy clubs. Also, I'm giving away 4 free tickets to Raleigh tomorrow, Ogden, Naples, and Hartford. Save money, email me. You guys are my loyal viewers. you benefit from it. I want to talk about comment of the week. Andy Mack on Facebook. This guy trolls me. He puts negative, nasty comments under every video, and it always comes late at night. So I think once his family goes to bed, he can start writing racist and negative and rude things to me. And I told him to please stop because I'm posting, this is my business. Comedy is my business. So when I post a video on Facebook, I'm not just on there goofing around with my friends. This is my comedy business. These are my videos, and this is how I make my income. If you like the video, you come see me live. Okay? Now, Andy Mack keeps writing, you're stupid, you're not funny, I bet you're just a white privileged loser. Then you look at his Facebook page and he says, I stand with all black people. I watched this new movie about Black Lives Matter and it changed my life. Like every single post of his is a virtue signal. So he looks like a good person. And then when no one's looking, he attacks the most famous half Persian who had an immigrant father who spoke English as a second language and moved to America just 41 years ago. Can't even go back to his home country. So now he decided to go anti-Jewish. I announced that I do private events. And he said, oh, I'll give you $50 to do a bar mitzvah in a basement. Now, some people might say, well, is that racist? Is it not? Well, let's see. It's definitely bigoted because my rate is more than $50. You understand I'm flying from the West Coast to the East Coast. So Andy Mack lives in the East Coast. The flight alone is $500 round trip. The hotel is $150 a night. The rental cars now are about $100 to $200 a day. So for him to say, oh, I bet you'll do a Jewish bar mitzvah in a basement for $50, he's saying Jews are cheap. They live in basements or they have parties. I've never been to a bar mitzvah in a basement. Every bar mitzvah I've been to is very nice. It was at a private hall. It looked more like a wedding or a backyard. That was like a nice place. And who cares? Yes, I would perform in a basement. The $50, I think, is a swipe at how Jews are cheap. And I just feel like attacking a half Persian every night after your family goes to bed and then posting all your Black Lives Matter and your let's help women today and all this stuff is pretty nasty. So I want to read in the comments what you guys think of this guy. Hey, thank you, Christopher Jacobs. It looks like you're 1/5 of the way to a Jewish bar mitzvah basement party, according to Andy Mack. So I wanted to inform you guys how it is extra racist what he is doing. Since the left, and he's a radical leftist, they like to use the term racist a lot. I am Asian. So for the last year and a half, Joe Biden has commanded leftists like Andy to stop Asian hate. And you zoom in on all the videos, HD cameras, and the people who are punching Asians are not exactly white supremacists. So I'm wondering who is out there hating Asians? I keep seeing them, and a lot of them are very dark, very, very dark white supremacists. So dark, you wouldn't even recognize them as white. But here, Andy is spending his time attacking Kvon, who's from a family from Iran, and that is a country in the Middle East. And Iran, also called Persia, and officially the Islamic Republic of Iran now, which is why half the family left, is a country in Western Asia. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. That means Andy is attacking Asians when he attacks me. Not just regular Asians, the most famous half Persian Asian in America. So if you ever run across his profile or talk to him, let him know that he needs to end Asian hate. And it would be a total shame if his clients learned that he attacks Asians in his spare time. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people say, Kvon, are you sure you're Asian? You don't look Asian. Well, that's even more racism. Persians are Asian. Think about how you spell Asian. A-S-I-A-N. How do you spell Persian? P-E-R. We both have the Jan. Iran, okay, is also called that. Now, you look at the flag. I Googled all the Asian flags, so you don't have to. And these are some countries you might not think of Asian. Someone who's really racist like Andy might think of Asians as only having eyes that look a certain way or eating with chopsticks. This is very ignorant. And a lot of white Pennsylvania people that went to school at Wharton, where Donald Trump graduated very high in his class. But anyway, they think Asians are only Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. So we're going to go over some countries together so that you don't make a mistake and get put on blast like Andy Mack did. So we look here, and did you know India is Asia? Georgia is Asia. Iraq is considered Asian. And the list goes on. Sri Lanka, Saudi Arabia, Sudan. You can have fun with this list. I'm not here to go through every country. Vietnam, obviously. This is where people like Andy might think, well, that's Asian. But he is perpetuating Asian hate. And I didn't think it would still happen, especially from someone that's privileged. I know some of my fans live in Pennsylvania, and maybe you've come across him. But definitely we want him to stop Asian hate so we can move on in this world and all unite behind comedy, laughter. And if you have a difference of opinion, that's okay. But don't attack every single day a comedian who asks you to please stop, because this is what I do for a living. I did not go to his work and start harassing his clients in front of him. Okay, so you guys are awesome. Another super chat came in. If you don't know what a super chat is, it is where a little bit of cash comes in and it's like a tip in the bucket. And I am now a survivor of Asian hate. Did you know that? A lot of people supporting each other in the chats. I love it. Let's get into the fun stuff. After all, this is The Right Show. And as a Persian Asian, I'm ready to push aside the Asian hate and have some fun. Did you know mask mandates ended in all 50 states? That's right. Hawaii was very last. It's kind of hard to surf with a mask on, right? But Hawaii wanted to hold out, virtue signal the absolute longest, to wear the mask in that beautiful fresh air. I can't imagine going to Hawaii, paying big money to smell the pineapples and the sugar fields and the fresh, and then have to wear a disgusting made in China cloth mask. China, the way Trump says, China. I flew from Virginia all the way to Beijing. That's VA, China, nonstop. Believe me, I got there, no problem. I slid right in VA, China, and then I came right back to Virginia. That's what you want to do, folks. You really want to fly on Air Force One. Not many planes go nonstop VA, China, and back. Believe me, it's fantastic. It really is. So some people were not so happy with the mask mandates ending. I thought everybody would celebrate. After all, the science has allowed us to now take off our masks. But this song, I need you to help me describe in one word. We're going to highlight what you put in the chats. One word. How would you describe this song?
Okay, here we go. Mask for loved ones, mask for friends. It's not about you, also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Mandate masks, that's our ask. Masks for seniors, masks for kids. It's not about you, also our loved ones. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Masks for friends, that's not about you. Also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts to listen to. We have one-word answers to how you would describe that song. Embarrassing, lame, cringe, sheep, pathetic, no. Technically 2 words, as is vomit-inducing, but Wolfie threw in $100, so you get an extra word. Make it stop, that is 3 words, 4 if you count the LOL. And loserific, I like that word. It really seems to fit.
The who, the her.
All right, your favorite Asian is coming through with someone who treated masks with the appropriate level of disdain. That's right. None other than Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, where he's polite to a point, but he's done coddling the radical left. Watch how DeSantis, a true leader, handles cringe-inducing, mask-wearing virtue signaling.
You do not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take them off. Honestly, it's not doing anything, and we got to stop with this COVID theater. So if you want to wear it, fine, but this is ridiculous. All right, well, it's good to be at USF.
That was awesome. Hey, you got to take these off. I mean, if you want to wear them, you can, but Anyways, it's good to be at USF. I don't know. If a sitcom wrote that, it would have been delivered exactly the way he did. That was just perfect. I will tell you something that I do when I get to the airport. I walk in and I'm not wearing the face diaper and I see how far I can get. Usually when I get to the TSA at the X-ray, they go, "Sir, you need to put on your mask." And I go, "You guys are still doing that?" "Yes, it's federal law. All 50 states, you don't have to do it." But okay, sure. Yeah. I didn't think people were still doing that. Wow. How was that? That's kind of how I do it, for being honest. That way it's just kind of, because it's not their fault. I want them to go, "Trust me, it's not my rule, man. I know." That's cool. But if they're like, "Yeah, and it keeps me safe," then I'm like, okay. So depending on kind of the vibe I'm getting, because I'm not here to give anyone a hard time, but if they're on my side and they're kind of like, "Yeah, I know," then I'm trying to be cool. And if they're kind of like, "No, that will save our lives. Mask for seniors, mask for loved ones."
For loved ones, mask for friends. It's not about you, also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Mandate masks, that's our ask.
Then I'm like, "Whoa, you're really doing this? You're still doing the math? You still doing that? You must not have got the memo about the new science." Okay. All right, as promised, now it is time to check on the dumbest president of all time. The one that made gas prices go up for the last 13 months and then blamed it on the invasion from Putin 4 days ago. That's the guy. Here he goes. Talking about Congress people. You wouldn't believe me unless I played it.
The three congressmen you have here, two of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you. The three congressmen you have here, two of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you.
Let's go to the comments. Wow, true. This is kind of like that guy, Andy Mack, where you think you're on the left, so you're bulletproof. And truly, the media won't point that out as racist. If Trump ever said, "Hey, look at these two guys, they could play ball, and that guy would bomb you, believe me, looks like he would bomb you," what do you think the media would say for the next 3.5 years? I want you to put that in the comments, because that's what the left does. They're so quick to point the finger at everyone else that they think they have enough cover for themselves. So some people think that is racist. Yes, it is. Jamie says, "Well, what, you know what?" Uh-huh. And that is a true one. He's an old school. He is one of the OGs. Him, Hillary, Kamala. Kamala is extremely racist because she's never thought of herself that way. Put it to you this way. A Caucasian male has had to think of all the words he is allowed to say and he isn't, and then think of words on the next level of how they might get misconstrued, even though he didn't mean it that way. For instance, Serena Williams was playing tennis, and this guy said, "Wow, that's like guerrilla warfare, the way she's hitting that ball." He immediately got fired. They called him a racist. Guerrilla warfare meaning hardcore fighting for the title, not a monkey. But that's what I'm saying. So a white guy's had to process through 3 filters. What am I saying? Is it racist? Will they think of it as racist? And now do I still want to say it? Now, some guys still go for it. Someone like Kamala Harris has never had to think anything she says, or Joe Biden even, because he's on the left, never has to think anything he says is racist, because they know me. Come on, man, I'm a good guy. And then he can just go off script and he can just say whatever he wants, and then the left is not going to punish him and the media is not going to say anything. And the only place you're going to see it is small little videos like mine, which is why they hate when my videos get 100,000, 200,000, 1 million views. The worst part is he's not funny. If Trump was very funny. Trump's like, "Look at this guy right here, big muscles. I wouldn't mess with him. Probably wouldn't end up too good." And it was very funny, right? But Joe Biden's trying to make a joke. "Oh, look at these two guys. One of them played ball. No, they both played ball. Could have played ball. Not a joke. And the one looks like he'll bomb you." Unreal. Anti-M of mask. Gorilla versus gorilla. Real thinking. The Hodge twins also posted it. Yeah, you know what? We're a small army. If you think of Star Wars, you know who Darth Vader is, the Empire striking back. And we're this small revolutionary. We're scrappy. We're better pilots. We got a little luck on our side, but the odds are definitely against us. I thought it would be fun to show you guys how leftists act. Now, this is International Women's Day and month and week and year. Plus, I was told the future is female. In fact, it's so good to become female and it looks so enticing that even non-females are getting in on it. This gentleman is a man named Jeff Younger. He got divorced from his wife. He had to split custody with his ex-wife. And every time the son went to the ex-wife, started getting injections. I won't tell you for what. Then he would get the other weekend and take the son off the injections. Can't tell you for what. And the wife was getting mad because she was trying to transition the, I believe, 6-year-old, 7-year-old boy. Jeff Younger's point is we got divorced and this was her final screw to the U by taking away my son. So in order to help stop this from ever happening to any other kids, he said, I know my son is gone forever. The chemicals have done their job and he is officially no longer able to be I can't say a lot of these words here. So he gave a speech and he's running for office to make sure no other mom can do that without the father's permission. And we don't do that to children. And here's who showed up at the, I believe, college to heckle.
Today we are hosting Professors. This is the Hey, police, I just got spin on.
Well, the good news is, as someone put so eloquently, at least he's a future college swimmer. Sad, sad, sad. It's really hard to talk about. You can't even mention it, so we won't. But we're just going to say that's exactly how they acted, and that is what happens. If you don't agree with them, that will be your great punishment, is getting yelled at. Now let's go into something a lot more positive, because obviously this has been a little too negative. Now, we're going to take a logic test to help identify whether you are suffering from leftism. As you know, being a moderate, being a conservative, being a liberal, true liberal, meaning open-minded to lots of ideas, nothing wrong with that. Being a leftist is indeed a mental illness. So we have a leftist versus conservative logic test. Okay? I'm going to post a question and then you put the number and then yes or no in the chats. Number 1, you need to put the number so I know which answer goes with which. Number 1, is Joe Biden smart? Please answer in the comments. Put number 1 and yes or no. Number 2, is Joe Biden mentally still with us? Put a number 2 and put yes or no. Number 3, can men get pregnant? Put a number 4 and answer, can women beat the best men in the world in strength-based competition? Number 5, are the Latino Border Patrol agents racist? Only 5 more to go. You're doing great. 6, do police hurt black people more than they help them? Number 7, is the national anthem a racist theme song? That means when you're singing it, oh, say, can you see by? Are you sitting there going, yeah, racism? Number 8, are the founding fathers all horrible, repulsive people? For number 9, are holidays offensive? Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, Valentine's. Number 10, and the final question, are white people all rich and privileged with no problems of their own? All right, let's see how we did, folks. Let's see how we did. This was kind of a trick quiz. If you said yes to any of those, congratulations, you're a leftist. And we'll just leave it at that. Now you know where you stand, and you can continue your life accordingly. These people would answer yes to every one of those questions.
Today we are hosting Professors. This is the
And these people would answer yes to at least 7 out of 10 of those questions.
Okay, here we go. Mask for loved ones, mask for friends. It's not about you, also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Mandate masks, that's our ask. Masks for seniors, masks for kids. It's not about you, also our loved ones. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Also not hard to do. Just because we're tired doesn't mean it's over. Mandate masks.
So now you know, and now you can deal with people in the world understanding that we have major differences between us on that level. Those differences are not skin color. That's the thing the media keeps lying about. The media keeps saying, no, you're all different because you're black, you see, and he's Asian and known as Persian, so we'll just call him white, and you're different. But no, the differences are not skin deep. They're brain deep. And leftism, indeed, is a mental illness. However, there are people that have actual illnesses who are able to overcome them and do great things. So we don't want to blame anyone, and we don't want to point fingers at people. In fact, one of my fans sent me this and said, you know what? There are some people that have physical difficulties that are still able to do more than even leftists. For instance, here is an example of someone who has Tourette's, and she has made a viral TikTok channel showcasing what her life is like living functionally with Tourette's. The best part about it, she shares her stories on TikTok. They're going viral. She's made a big name for herself. She still functions in the everyday world, and she has a close-knit family and friend circle that helps her and deals with her, and they even baked a cake together. I thought this was a really warm, heartwarming story. Look how her friend treats her and the family, and they're all working together. So while leftism has no cure, there are ways to get through difficulties, and some people are doing just fine. Like this young lady.
I'm baking a cake while having Tourette syndrome. Yeah. 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 Oh my god, take the egg. Okay, yeah, we got a big problem.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're done. You're done. Yeah.
Like I know.
You're done. You're done.
Me.
Run it up.
Oh my God, Bailey, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Sorry. You're fine. You're done. You're done. Why'd I just say it in that like?
I know the high pitch.
Yeah. Run it up. Shimmy. Yeah.
Good soup.
Yeah. Yeah, you're done. Mm-hmm. Run it up. So yeah. Bye guys.
How cool is that? So she is able to function. She wasn't wearing a mask. She wasn't freaking out. She's overcoming her difficulties. You're done. To the left, you're done. Yeah, you're done, leftist. You're done. Did you enjoy the Right Show tonight? I did. We had so many sponsors throwing a little tip in the bucket. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Smash the like button. Give it a thumbs up because we're going to keep this show going, and we're going to be touring all over the U.S. All these names going by help make the show possible. Freedom of speech is under attack because the left hates themselves. Therefore, they want to take it out on you. We tell truth through comedy, even if it hurts. You guys have been so much fun, and I want you all to keep laughing, keep going to comedy clubs, overcome those challenges, and keep using your talents to spread happiness. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same-ish time, same-ish place on The Right Show. Bye-bye.